Hello all YouTubers, I am the Weather Dude. How's it going? Helping you to understand your weather even better. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back into this weather presentation for September 21st, 2019. As always, please don't forget to subscribe. I have my live subscriber count here. Hopefully we can help make this number go higher. Thank you guys for all your support thus far. And as always, please consider ringing bell notifications. Never miss one of my videos again, and please look in the description for other videos of mine with superior weather content that you won't find anywhere else. And please consider watching the whole video, and don't forget to share as well. Again, I know I show you this all the time, but my future videos is shown here. Got the volcanic lightning explained. I really have yet to do my fall forecast as well, my ocean and beach forecast, although that one seems unlikely because, it's September, so I don't know if I'll really be doing that one, but the winter 2020 forecast number 3, that's definitely coming. The sea level rise videos, maybe, especially maybe as we are in the peak of hurricane season. Speaking of which, maybe our 12th hurricane discussion, our first fall forecast, and 2025 hypothetical hurricane season. I'd like to see how much of those actually happen, but just some videos I plan on doing because they seem like they really interest me. Okay, oops. All right, so let's get started. All right, so I'm actually going to take my face off briefly so I can show. I made my own map. Actually, before I do that, let me show you the average date of first freeze. Alright, so this is when you can expect your first freeze. On average, by the Weather Channel, I also made my own forecast for average, or my forecast for our first frost and freeze. I will do the same if I haven't done already, which I'm pretty sure I haven't, but I will do the same for snowfall as well. So, the average date of first freeze, we're going to start from soonest and go to latest. So, starting with September 15th, okay, that is primarily up in the mountains here, right in this general zone. Usually by mid-September, we see our first freeze. For October 1st, places like Billings down to Denver, I know it's a little bit blurry. Some of the northern plains and maybe southern parts of the Dakotas, Minneapolis could see it. Our first freeze on October 1st. Okay, moving on down the plank here, October 15th. By this time, it gets all the way down to northern Texas, northern Mexico, down to Kansas, Nebraska, as well as places like Chicago, Detroit, Columbus, and maybe even parts of Pennsylvania here, maybe getting down close to Delaware, New Jersey, but October 15th. But then by November 1st, much of the Mid-Atlantic, Tennessee Valley, here, not southern plains, but central plains, and to about Amarillo, Texas. And then November 15th, I'm surprised that I actually extended that to the coast. I guess I didn't know places like coastal California actually saw it freeze, but okay. But yeah, by November 15th, they see their first freeze all the way down there, and then anywhere in this, satellite shaded kind of, brown, no color area. If you're in that area, that does not mean you will not see the first freeze. You're probably going to see it after November 15th, if at all. So if you're not in that color, places like Dallas, which Dallas, you'll see your first freeze. I think it's going to happen because it can sometimes get pretty cold in the mid-30s down there. But especially places south of there, you will probably see your first freeze. You're probably going to have to wait till December or January for that to even happen. And by the time it happens, February and then March, well, especially March, is going to start warming up again. So, kind of a bummer. Here's another map here. Average first 32-degree low. Again, we're going to go from soonest to latest. Alright. So again, September 1st to the 16th for parts of the Rockies, Denver, Billings, according to this graphic here from 6ABC Storm Team. By mid to late September, latter half September, parts of the Northeast, you'll maybe see some freeze warnings or frost advisories being issued by your local National Weather Service. Minneapolis, up in the Marquette, Michigan, Green White Mountains, Mount Washington, which Mount Washington probably sees it the first day of September because it's such high in elevation. October 1st to the 5th or 16th, I believe that says 15th or 16th, either way. Through the northern central plains here, Chicago, Indianapolis, down the Smoky Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains, Mid-Atlantic, Washington, Philly, New York, Boston. According to this graphic, at least, it's by October 1st to the 15th. And then the 16th through the 31st of October, That's where it's like right in the middle of the country, that winter battle zone, as I had for my winter forecast. Places like, the Tennessee Valley, parts of the interior, not the deep south, but parts of the mid south, as well as Kansas, Oklahoma, maybe Amarillo, Texas as well. Latter half of October. Light blue here again. Look, this map has Dallas seeing it 16th through the 30th. Like I said on a previous graphic, doesn't mean Dallas isn't gonna see your first freeze. It's just that it'll probably gonna be after the 15th of November, probably into December. So latter half, and then December 1st or later, if at all. Places like Houston on the Gulf Coast, San Francisco, down to Los Angeles. Actually, San Francisco, I might even put you guys in the latter half of November, but Vegas, Los Angeles, like Southern Arizona, wouldn't like December 1st or later, if at all. Alright, I'm gonna keep my face off the screen. This is my little graphic here of when to expect your first freeze and frost. I mean, I'm just laughing at it, just looking at myself. But I try to make it as detailed as possible, especially with the Rocky Mountains and up in the Northeast. It was really hard to do that. But let's get right into it here. Again, as I did with all the other maps, we're going to go from soonest to latest. I'm going to put my face back on the screen after this, and we will look at some weather models. And then that'll be the end of the video. Okie dokie. So, September 1st to the 15th. No surprise I put this on the map. You could say that parts of like the highest elevations saw their first frost and freeze in August. Yes, maybe. Because, I mean, if they're seeing snow up there, they certainly saw their first frost at some point. But parts of the Rockies here, I mean, the highest, like the higher elevations in this area, 1st to the 15th. Those same areas with a slightly lower elevation, then we'll see it towards the latter half of September. You've probably seen it already because we're at the 21st. We're right in this time period right here. Okay, October 1st to the 15th. As I will show you later in the GFS model, then it's showing some 30s up here, so probably going to see our first frost as we head into beginning of October, right on time. This kind of looks similar to the average map. I mean, we could see it sooner than this even, but October 15th to the 30th, probably I minus off a few days for that. I mean, that's for much of the Central Plains over to the Mid-Atlantic. Then we have November 1st to the 15th, portions of the mid-deep south, Carolinas from Dallas, Shreveport, Atlanta, Mobile, Birmingham. I'd even put you in the 15th to the 30th maybe, but Jackson, Mississippi, you know where I'm getting at? 1st to the 15th of November. And then November 15th to December 30th, if at all. Again, closer to the coast. And, the same goes for, coastal California, coastal Oregon, coastal Washington. And parts of the Northeast, you probably seen it already, your first frost. I remember seeing frost advisories going up across Northeast not too long ago. And as a matter of fact, one of my followers on YouTube was actually saying that he could actually get a couple inches of snow, according to the one of or GFS model, I should say. And that is, yes, severe weather _YT YouTube. Little shout out to him. And he's just been telling me how, we could see, because he was telling me, an elevation, 1,100 feet, so glad you're sharing that with us. And yes, I mean, snow is certainly possible here. But frost or freeze is going to probably come before the snowfall. And before I advance, so, I mean, you can see how the models in his area here were showing, okay, some snow a couple weeks from now. And that is actually true. So I can actually state his point to all you YouTubers out there, fellow people watching. It was showing that a couple days ago. Okay, and it is not anymore, but certainly still a possibility. If we go to 18Z from the 19th, we go to total snowfall. Always click on the 10-1 SLR. I know there's some other ones like the snow that have changed, but this is the one you want to click on here. And it does factor in some ice, but still. Alright, so here it is. This is probably what he was talking about here, if you're watching right now. Probably like a good 2 to 4 inches, 1 to 4 inches there. Parts of New York, especially because I was saying his elevation was 1,100 feet here. As you can see, GFS models here. And tropical tip is shown it 2 days ago when he wrote that 10 hours ago. And elevation's 1,100 feet, so. Yeah, so I mean, that's why I said I was not showing it anymore. But I said the first frost and freeze is probably going to come there first, and it can always come back. You can see all parts of upstate New York as well. Mount Washington. Even a trace of snow in Connecticut. And okay, I think that's getting a little bull there. But, you never know. I mean, we usually don't see snow. Actually, October was probably good timing for first measurable snow, probably. But not the best timing for snowfall. Usually comes a little bit later. So here's North Central here. Here's what I was getting at with tropical tidbits. Okay, and if you see a little cold spot here, that's the Black Hills of western South Dakota. That's why it's especially cold there, if you're wondering. I know I've talked about that before. But you can see, here's what I'm getting at here. Look at September 26th. You got a push of 30s coming down through northeastern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin. Okay, if you see 30s on the map, it's a potential to see frost, especially if you see stuff like, mid 30s and lower. Probably going to see some frost. Now, once it gets down to, in this area, it's used to getting down to 0 degrees at night. Once it does that, it's going to have the right combination of, warm and cold air for that. But, as you can see, let's go to Saturday. You can see a couple traces of 32 and below, according to the blue. So, some frost advisories could be issued. Seeing some first frost out there, maybe end of September into early October, as I was saying in my forecast. But you can see a lot of 30s. And even, look at this, getting below 32, getting below 30 sunspots out there in North Dakota. And those 30s are getting all the way down into parts of Nebraska. I mean, we're only in the first couple of days of October, so some are gonna have to watch. Get a little live subscriber count there. So fascinating. Anyway, pivotal weather here. Here's GFS. I like pivotal weather because they actually show the ice accumulations. For some reason, Tropical Tidbits doesn't show GFS with the ice accumulations. Don't worry, Levi Counter is a great person. Thank you for being one of the creators of Tropical Tidbits. Very appreciative of that. You see, there's a little area, maybe a few tenths of an inch, which is a lot of ice for parts of central Wyoming, and of course a few other little speckles of a 100th of an inch of ice. One there. I mean, you could barely even point it out. Maybe one there. Maybe. Okay, let's hover over it. Let's see. You can see a little 0.06 inches of ice here. Oh wow, 7/10 of an inch. Ooh, it's even more. So that's your ice forecast from Tropical Tidbits. So that is it that's the ice forecast from Pivotal Weather GFS, and that is it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching again. Here's your average stuff. Here's my forecast real quick. Thank you all guys for watching. I am the Weather Dude, signing off till next time. Catch you next video.